It's time for Real Talk. Movies. Everyone loves them. And opinions, everyone has them. But your opinion is the one that matters. Real Talk allows you to become the film critic. So let's see if we agree on a film, or do we agree to disagree? Thanks for joining us today on Real Talk. I'm Pamela Powell, live at Sundance Film Festival, and we're here at one of the many parties that take place. I'm at ICG. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be talking about all the different things that happen here during the Sundance Film Festival. Thanks for joining us. I'm here at the Sloan Recipient Award party, and I have two patrons here that I'd love to hear you tell me about your Sundance experience and what brings you here. Tell me your name first.
Joyce Gilchapin, and this is Bruce Chapin. And I've been doing this for the last 11 years. Love it. I'm just not connected to films at all. Just enjoy watching.
We've seen about 17 movies, and I would recommend 12 to 15 of them.
Wow, you guys do your research before you come out, don't you?
Not really.
No? Thank you again for taking the time to talk with me about resilience, and congratulations. I heard that even before it premiered today, it got picked up.
Yeah, that was a nice way to wake up.
Oh my gosh, I bet it was. Tell me a little bit, or tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about the film and the predecessor of the film.
Sure. Well, 3.5 years ago, my producer, Karen Pritzker, sent me a piece of research. And literally, like, FYI, check this out, can you believe this? And so, and what it was the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study done by Dr. Anda and Felitti, who together looked at the health records of 17,000 patients in the Kaiser Permanente system in San Diego. And they had their health records, they knew what their health status was, and then they went and asked those 17,000 people to fill out a questionnaire about their childhood experiences. And so what they found was that the more of these experiences people had during childhood, the more their health problems started to surface.
Let me talk a little bit about your film specifically. And you've taken a topic that I'm sure you had just an overwhelming amount of information. How do you sort through all of that, glean the important pieces, interview those important people that really make a wonderful story that's entertaining, and you have graphic artwork that's fun, that kind of explains all these different concepts in a more entertaining way? Tell me about that.
Well, you're describing what I hoped would feel like. You set out, you're thinking to yourself, this could all be really boring.
Right.
It's a lot of science, it's a lot of information. And math, for me, trouble. So
you and me both.
So, you try and do what you can to make it easy, to try and, bring information forward in a way that is more accessible to people. You shouldn't have to work so hard at it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank
I
you
hope you have a good time at the festival.
I am sure I will. I hope you do too.
Yeah, I think I will.
I think you've started it off quite well.
So far so good.
So what I'm saying is that the good white people like yourselves need to investigate their whiteness and find ways to find positive white pride.
Right.
And I think Macklemore is trying to do that with that song White Privilege too, is have good white people investigate their whiteness, because there's a lot of power in whiteness that good white people leave on the table and don't think about, which means, like, let's say there was a guy running for president who was a racist, sexist demagogue. I'm just making it up. And let's say just yesterday he said he could stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose any votes. Let's just be clear.
Hypothetically.
If that was, and I don't mean if that was insert black leader here. I don't even want to say a black, but if that was, if it was some, let's say it was Louis Farrakhan, there would be a national outrage, and every black person who went to work or school the next day would have to have a Louis Farrakhan conversation, because Louis Farrakhan, even if you're not a black Muslim or you don't know Louis Farrakhan, we have to own all our black people. Stacey Dash, every black person last week had to have a Stacey Dash conversation, whether they wanted to or not. But white people, if you're not voting for Trump, you go, I don't know, he's not with me, but he is with you. So like, and like just like the Klan is
No.
with you. Yeah, see, hey, I didn't invent this race thing. That's some of your people did that. And that's sort of like that's what I'm talking about with white privilege. Like, so I feel like I've been encouraging my white allies to sort of like speak up against Trump. I don't care if you're not voting for him. Speak out. Whites against Trump. You know, it's a hashtag that has been sort of trending a little bit. Whites against Trump. Come get your boy. You know, so so I think that the conversation about race has to progress. We're not post-racial, as my friend Vernon Reed says. We're most racial. So we have to. But the people who are often not having the conversation are white people, and that's why with the show. We're going to talk about race a lot during the show. Race is one of the recurring subjects because I talk about it a lot. But the first episode, let's go to the heart of the matter, where a lot of this sickness comes from.
That's it for 2016 Sundance wrap-up episode. Be sure to check out the Daily Journal's website for interviews as well as all of my Sundance recommendations. Until next week, that's a wrap.